Hello, happy Monday. I just wanted to make a video for you guys explaining a few things about uploading to the digital portfolio because you're going to be doing that this week, hopefully by tomorrow, for your IRR, and that's the first paper you wrote. This shouldn't involve too much work, but I just wanted to explain a couple of things. You need to find the latest version of your IRR, which is your individual research report. That is the research report you did in response to a perspective of your group's research question. So that was the last group task we did, but your individual paper. So you find that file, and if you cannot find it, you need to let me know as soon as possible because I will look through what you sent me for final drafts of that paper. You do also need to remove identifying information before you upload it. So what that means is you're going to take your name and my name out of the heading, the MLA heading on the upper left-hand corner. Now, you can also remove the entire heading if you want. Your paper needs to follow a style guide and be consistent in its style. So however you're citing things, you're going to, you've made sure that you cited them consistently. And MLA or any other style is one way to make sure that you're citing things and setting up your citations consistently. However, the AP is not scoring you on whether you have a heading or page numbers. That's not in the rubric. I know that's involved in the style, but if you look at the sample papers, high scoring samples, there aren't any headings, and for most of them, there aren't any page numbers, which brings me to my next point about identifying information. Your name, your last name, probably appears before the page number on the upper right-hand corner of the paper if you've written this in MLA, which you have. So you can remove the entire page number heading, or you can just remove your last name and leave just the page number, which is not exactly MLA, but that will be fine. Likewise, you can remove my name and your name and leave the class name and date in the upper left-hand corner for the heading on the first page, or you can take the whole thing out. Okay, so that's removing identifying information. The file name, if it contains your name, should not be seen by the AP reviewer. So you can leave the file name as it is, or if you're concerned about that, you can absolutely rename the file names that does not contain your name. So that's the most up-to-date checked version of your IRR. You'll upload it as a draft. On my end, probably on your end, it looks like a little red triangle when you do that. Now, eventually you're going to have to say this is the final draft, but before you do that, you can, and I would, run it through Turnitin. So you can do your own originality report on Turnitin. And I'm putting a little PDF document online to give you some instructions for that. But the biggest thing to remember about Turnitin is it is it's called an originality report because it's going to tell you what lines and information from your paper was not your original idea. That doesn't mean it's plagiarized. So if you have things that appear in red on the originality report, you have to make sure that you have documented them. So it might be that something is red, but it is in quotes and it's cited, and that's fine. You just need to make sure that it's documented. If it's in red, it's word for word from the source. Do you have it in quotes? If it's the idea from the source, do you have a parenthetical citation after it that's clearly showing where it comes from, or have you introduced it but with the author's name and credentials before it? So if you have any questions about what appears in an originality report, if you run it, you can let me know. I have to run an originality report on your IRR and your IWA before I submit them. And if I find plagiarism, I have to report that. I don't have to report a full report, originality report, but I do have to report plagiarism. So you all should be fine. This isn't something to stress out about. It's just something to know and be aware of, because these are academic papers and you're getting an AP score for them. And so they expect that they don't contain plagiarism. Which we did several plagiarism activities, but just to put your mind at ease a little bit, that there are different, AP does consider a citation error something different than plagiarism. So, if I'm claiming that you plagiarized, or if the AP finds that, that doesn't mean like you, I don't know, forgot to set up the end citation correctly. That would get, if your citations are inconsistent in their style, that'll get you points off of that part of the rubric, but it's not necessarily plagiarism. So they're, in a sense, kind of lenient about that. They're not trying to get you for plagiarism if you have made an earnest attempt to say that this information is not from me but from another source. Even if you've messed up the style of it, you should be fine. But I would recommend running that checker on your IRR early this week so you can see how it goes, because then over the weekend and on Monday you're going to have to do that for your IWA. Just a last reminder, I have to submit the entire portfolio on Tuesday. So I need to run originality reports on your IWAs on Monday. I'd like to run originality reports on your IRRs for sure by the end of the week. So please have your drafts finalized in your portfolio by tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest for your IRR. That's the one that you have already written. Then you are going to submit your drafts of your IWAs just in Google Docs. The IWA is the argument one that you're currently writing. And I'll get you some reviewers. The sooner you turn it in, the better. I'll get you reviewers, and you can start finalizing it. I know this is a lot to do, and we're towards the end of the time period, but it's all going to be over soon, and we're going to get it done. So I'm going to check in with you all individually. I know that you're going to have lots of questions for me, and just message me in Google or on Remind. It's fine. It's all going to work out. And next week we can have a Zoom celebration for turning in portfolios. So good luck with any other AP tests or any other things that you have going on this week. I know it'll be busy. I'm here. Take a break and go outside for a walk when you need to. But summer is almost here. We got this. All right. Happy writing. And I'll check back in with you guys soon.